Start recording. Stop recording button.
Alright, hi guys. So I'm going to do a story time today. Well, basically it's going to be a talk video. For the next couple of weeks, I'm just going to be expanding on some of the topics that I didn't really go into great detail about in the Draw My Life video, because I didn't want the video to be too long because it's already 40 minutes long. So I'm going to go ahead and get into those topics for the next few weeks for story time, because like I said, these are also going to be talk videos. You will see me expanding more on these videos. Okay, so before I get started, I would like to talk about something that happened today. So I was at Rita's getting ice cream, and I spent my credit card, and I've had it for like 7 months, and I activated it, but I didn't realize that. I mean, you guys know how you have to, it has that sticker that has the 800 number on it that you have to call. I didn't take that sticker off.
Notification. L'Oreal, you got a message from David.
Yeah. I didn't take that sticker off, and I thought I did, because I actually thought it was like a piece of paper that you get, but I didn't take that sticker off, and I didn't know it until today. I mean, I was still able to use it, and I know you can use the card with the sticker on it, but it's a good idea to take it off so that people don't think that it's not activated. So yeah, so I didn't realize until today that it still had the sticker on it. It's pretty funny, I guess. So yeah, so I took it off. But anyway, yeah, so today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my relationship with my dad. Okay, because I know I said I would expand more on that in another video, so I decided to do it now. Okay, so my dad, as you guys know, as I talked about in the Draw My Life video, my parents got divorced when I was about 6, and my dad was always very interactive with me as a kid. He was always like, when he was living with us, he would let me come in the attic with him while he did work. I used to go, he actually put a swing. He hung it from the ceiling, and he put a swing up there, so I would swing while he was doing his work. Or sometimes he gave me like I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's a metal, it's a magnet, and it looks like a stick. And it's this long round magnet, it's this stick, and paper. It's like, so if you have to pick up a bunch of paper clips or whatever, he would let me play with that while he was doing his work. And he was very interactive with me as a kid.
Notification. Facebook. Kristen Hart shared just early things. George and Lettergan as post.
We did stuff. We went out together. So as far as visitation goes, I know I explained that to you guys in my Draw My Life video. We were visiting my dad at a place. It was a holding place below a jail. And it was because it had to be supervised, because they thought he was violent. Well, which he was. But it had to be supervised, otherwise he could not see us. Because I know you guys are thinking, well, he shouldn't have been able to visit you if he wasn't in a suitable environment. But it's just that if it was either that place or nothing. So yeah, so I didn't like how, because everything that I brought with me, candy, toys, snacks, jackets, dolls, whatever, had to go through a metal detector. So let's see. So I liked it because my brother and I would always go get presents. And what child does not like presents? So yeah. So we liked it, but it did not go on very long, because my mom had a restraining order put on him, and she had called, and she went to court or whatever. She did whatever she had to do, and she got the restraining order taken away. So we were really only visiting him at that place for about a month or so, maybe a month or two. I forget, but visitation started right away after they got divorced. So it started, visitation happened right away. That place, we were only really there for like a month or two. It was not very long at all. So my dad moved back home after he left, and he lived with my grandparents. And I told you in the Draw My Life video, my grandmother passed away when I was 7. But so basically, we visited him once we didn't go to that place anymore. My mom actually told us the news. She said, "You guys aren't going to be going to that place anymore." And she told us that we'd be visiting him every Saturday for the day. And then every third weekend of the month, we would come and stay overnight with him. So I remember it was January of 1999 was when it started. So we visited him every day, every Saturday, and then we stayed overnight. So, and we had Sunday free on the times we didn't stay over. So sometimes he would even pick us up on Friday nights. We would go, so we had like 2 full days with him. And when the other parent has visitation, that's really how it's supposed to be. So sometimes he would do that, and we used to do a lot of things as a kid. I mean, we used to go to the park, we used to go to a lake, we went to an aquarium at one point, we went to a museum with, it was my dad and his brother and his family went, and let's see, we went bowling, we went to Fun Mania, which is basically like an arcade where people have parties and stuff, and we did that. We used to go to the mall. We did a lot when I was a kid. When we were kids, my dad was like always doing a lot with us. But then as we got older, we were just sitting in his house and we didn't really do anything. That got really boring. So let's see. So I remember my dad had a job right in my town. I'm not gonna say what town I live in, but he had a job right in my town, and his office had a full bathroom. So he sometimes wouldn't even come home at night because it was an 1.5-hour drive each way, and sometimes he just went right to he just stayed at his office. So when my mother went to school, I know I talked about that in my other video, one night of the week my dad would come and take us to his office. We'd have dinner, we would take showers at his office, and we would have a snack. And then another night, on Wednesday nights, he took us out to dinner because he worked right in my town. So he just picked us up, took us right out to dinner, and so that he did, and that went on for a couple years. And then my dad, at one point, he didn't work at that place anymore in Old Bridge. I don't really know what happened because he's been through so many jobs, but that's a whole other story. But he wasn't really, I think he was only working there for like a couple of years or so. I think it was like a couple, 2-3 years, something like that. It was not very long at all. So after about 3 years or so, I would say either the end of my 4th grade year or 3rd grade year, I forget, we started seeing my dad every other weekend. And we would go, so we would stay overnight at his house every other weekend. So twice a month we'd stay, Saturday to Sunday, and sometimes, very rarely though, he came on Friday nights. So he picked us up Friday nights, and sometimes, and then a lot of times it was just every other weekend, every other Saturday and Sunday. So and then so we were doing that for a while, and then that's what we've been doing ever since, and then after a while it kind of just faded out because I started college. My brother was in his senior year of high school. He was working. I was busy with college and things going on or whatever. And if I had plans, or if we had plans or something, you know, I would call my dad and I'd be like, you know, we have this going on. What should we do about getting together? And depending on what it was, if it was like an all-day thing or something, we would just skip getting together that weekend. So yeah. Let's see. So so we did that, and then after a while, I was 11, and my grandfather, his health like began to fail, and he needed 24-hour care. And it was like to the point where, like, no, thing is, my mom was like being nice enough, and she would let my dad stay at our house with us. So we did that, and because it was just a lot, because, you know, she just didn't want us to be like subjected to that. So I did that, and that was about, like, I would say that was kind of hard, but we got through it. So as I got older, he started like playing favorites with me. Now, I am going to mention that in the summertime, he would take us for a week. We would go, usually we'd spend the week at his house, and one summer he came to us. So he just stayed at our house with us. And let's see, as I got older, you know, he started like playing favorites. Like, he works now as a truck driver, so he's like all over the country, and you know, he's not really home very much. And when he is home, he's only in town like once every 3 months for like 5 days. He stays at a hotel because he doesn't have a house. But he will call my brother and not me. So I don't know he's in town unless my brother says something. And that's not right. That's just terrible, because my brother can drive to his hotel to see him. So now it's like I just don't have a relationship with my dad anymore. I mean, like my brother does, and I don't, and that's, you know, it's sad. So, like, he'll be in town and he won't call me or make an effort to see me. And I don't know why. Something must have happened. I don't know what. But yeah, so that's basically the story behind that. And if any of you have any other questions, comments, you know, leave them down below. If you have any questions, I will answer them as best as I can. And, you know, if you want to know more, ask, and I will, get back to you guys as soon as I can. And yeah, so I will see you guys in my next video. All right, bye guys.